Hello and welcome back to Controversial Minds, the online debate show where we discuss topics that are relevant to you. Today we're going to be talking about why there is a lack of respect for the police. So guys, what's your opinion on this matter?
The full bowl.
It's I don't know. It's hard to say why there's so much lack of respect for the police. It's like, do you guys respect the police?
No. I think it's down to personal experiences with the police. Like from an early age, like from what you experience with them, the kind of reputation they build for themselves and what you hear about them as well. So I think, like, for example, if you have a negative, for example, like when you come up in London, for example, you hear a lot of negative stuff about the police. You see music videos, they're always talking negative about police, and sometimes police act negatively towards you, so then you just kind of build this grudge against them, and you always kind of expect wrong from them, and when you expect wrong from something, you always find something wrong in it. So it's like, yeah, just from people's personal perceptions, you're always going to find something wrong.
Do you see anything positive in them?
Well, I can understand that they're doing their jobs, but
do you see anything positive? What's your positive experience with the police?
I haven't got one. But I avoid all controversy with them anyway. But it's just that, for example, like the stop and search thing, like that never works. I have never witnessed stop and search work, but like it's always happening. And even when, for example, like in a situation I've personally been in, when I was basically, for example, I was in Stamford Hill, like at a bus stop with a bus pass in my hand with a friend waiting for the bus, and then two police officers came to us and it was like, oh, excuse me mate, there's been a robbery and a car robbery and you look like a suspect. So I asked the officer, like, I'm waiting for the bus, do you really think I'll steal a car, park it around the corner, get off and get the bus to my house? And he's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, we still need to search you, so no, we need to get the witness to drive past. So the witness came and then I thought, okay, I haven't done nothing wrong. He's like, no, we need to search you now. So I thought, what do you mean? Like, I've proved myself innocent and now you want to search me. So then he was asking me little questions as well, just trying to figure out what I was about, where I was going, and I kind of figured out what he was trying to do. He was trying to suss me out. Then he tried to take down my details after they searched me anyway, and I'm thinking, why are you going through all of this hassle for no reason? And he tried to search me in front of the bus as well, and all the old grannies were coming past like, yeah, officer, arrest those black boys, arrest them, because they were just thinking we done something wrong. So it's like I don't know, that because they also have a perception of us and we have a perception of them, and it's always that prejudice. So I don't think it's really ever going to change.
But what you need to understand is though, coming from somebody myself who knows people that have been stabbed and killed and so on, there is a lot of youth out there carrying these knives and guns and so on, and it's those same youths that are saying, oh yeah, the police have this perception of us, they just stereotype us, but they're the ones that are out there robbing people.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
But then it's not fair to say, because what we're really thinking is that, or what we're not really saying is that it's against, like, police against black youth.
But the
which
thing
is another.
It's the police. It's the black youth that are saying that the police are stereotyping them, and it's the guys who are not committing the crimes who are saying they don't like the police. But then shouldn't they be against the guys who are getting them that stereotype? Shouldn't they then be hating the youth and be, rather than fuck the police, they should be fuck the little scroats?
I think saying fuck the police is a bit ignorant, because not every police officer is corrupt, but there are some. And like, I think people may have that perception not only from the stop and search thing.
Do you think it's because you've had a bad experience?
No, not necessarily, because I also see other things that they do, like the Mark Dowling thing, for example. Like when the police didn't offer like an explanation of what happened, and then it later came out that it was a police officer that fired the gun.
Because there's a lot of corrupt police, but there are good cops, bad cops. Personally, I'm scared of the feds. I'm not even gonna lie, because I respect them, because that is their job. They're out there to protect.
And fear are different things.
Right. They're out there to protect. Don't get me wrong, there are some times where I think they're in the wrong. They shouldn't have manhandled that person like that because of this or that. But I think because it's gone so far and the youth have no respect for the police, everyone thinks, oh, yeah, we can just treat them how we want to treat them now. fuck the police, fuck this, fuck
When
that.
I say that, and then when somebody robs your house, who's the first person
Thank
you
you.
call?
Thank you. That's
Exactly.
what I was gonna say.
Hey, but you got to look at it from this question. Was Mark Duggan a roadman? Yes or no?
But you don't know that because you don't
Yeah,
know.
no,
the
he
person.
was. He was.
He had a gun. He had a burner. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, but didn't they say they didn't have a gun?
Yeah, they said he didn't.
No, apparently he did, but he didn't shoot it or
He didn't
have
fire
out
it.
at the
So
time.
it was But at the end of the day, I think we're quite blessed in England, if you ask me.
Yeah,
when
the
it comes
police
to-
are-
They are. We are blessed because in a place like Jamaica or somewhere,
Yeah,
the police,
Africa.
they're corrupt.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
corrupt.
Yeah.
Bad.
If police,
that's where they
police
get more
in
respect.
other countries, if you pay
They don't
them,
get respect.
then
Yeah.
they'll let
But
it go.
that's corruption itself, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
corrupt, yeah.
So that's what I
Yeah.
mean. You don't know when to trust the police or when not to trust the police because
You never
there's
know
so
what
many.
you're gonna get.
Exactly.
But it's like in every situation, in every organisation, you're always going to have someone who's corrupt. You're always going to have someone that's racist. You're always going to have somebody that's not a good person. Same as in the police, yeah, you do have. There are police officers out there that are not the greatest people. But then why should the whole police force be tarnished with the same, like under the same thing when there are people out there that are actually doing good? I've witnessed police officers who are actually
And
doing
that's
a
what
good
the
job,
same thing that
saving lives,
black
keeping
youths
people
would
safe.
say.
Because if we was in this country, right, say for example when the riots were going on and all the police were dealing with these situations where basically all the police were dealing with the riots and yet they were understaffed, there weren't even enough of them to deal with the riots.
they couldn't
And
handle
yet
it.
people who were down the road in another borough that didn't have riots going on, getting robbed and so on, were feeling unsafe. And yet it's the same people out there that say, I don't like the police. And yet for those couple of days where there was no police around to save you, they're all crying and moaning.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense.
I feel strongly about the police. We need them, but at the same time, I believe the police need us and need to listen to us and the youth. But you know, there's a big stigma with the police.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, coming back to it, you know, like the times of the riots. You know what I'm saying? Police see young black. Let's face it.
From before the
There
riots,
is
from
there
always
is
before
there's
that.
strong there is racism
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
police. Let's be honest about
Okay,
it. Now.
let's
What-
disagree with you.
No.
then.
What
disagree
about that
with
you?
you. I'm
What
sorry.
about that you? Yeah,
Definitely
that got
racism.
that
Ah, wait,
that
what about-
recorded the police on his phone, and
Doing
you
what?
heard the police. He recorded police on
Yeah,
his
and then
phone.
the police was like, I'm arresting you because you're black or something
Yeah,
like that.
police was
How
like,
many-
oh, you're
yeah, but is that the
'cause you're
whole
black.
police force, or is that one ignorant police officer?
one
Yeah,
guy.
but that's how it starts though.
There's a lot, there's a lot.
There are plenty of police officers out there that are not good people, but there are some out there that are actually doing their job
And
and
that's
keeping
the
people
same.
safe. That's
Yeah.
actually what the job is, to keep people in London, not necessarily the police. People in London, the Metropolitan Police are there, that's what their job role is, to keep people safe. Fair enough, there are some of them out there on some power trip and they want to be ignorant and they want to stereotype and so on. But at the same time, those stereotypes are usually right. But I do kind of understand where some of the youth of today come from when they say that, you know, it's unfair and so on, and being stop and search. I mean, my brother's a victim of it all the time, but what people need to understand is the positive sides of it. If somebody is carrying a knife and then they go down the road and stab someone, and the police weren't doing no stop and searches at all, crime would rise, and then everyone would be moaning, well, what are the police doing? Basically, my point is, it's not a safe job. They do get attacked. You know what I mean? They're putting their lives at risk, especially with the riots. But say, for example, again, God forbid, right? You had a family member or a close friend who got stabbed. Would you not be then thinking, hold on a minute, these stop and search things maybe are a good thing, because if they stop and search that suspect down the road and took their knife or whatever it was away from them, is that not a good thing? So it is positive in that. Fair enough, it's a pain and it's not nice to be stopped and so on in the street. But rather than, again, my point is, why hate the police? Why not hate those guys who are doing the crime and getting you that stereotype?
You see, even off the streets, even when people do get arrested, for example, there's actual stats here about 200 plus people since 1996 or something that got killed in police custody, and not one single police officer has been convicted for anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, whenever someone dies in police custody, like, there's a hype over it, then it just kind of gets dumbed down and died, from the Broadwater farm riots to even the Mark Duggan thing. Even if he was a roadman, not like the policeman should have had a court trial. Because if I shot a police officer, I would most likely be going to jail. But if a police officer shot me, I'm sure he wouldn't be convicted. Do you get what I mean? It's just those kind of things.
No, I
there.
agree. It's the same as
Yeah,
with the terrorist thing.
But,
That guy.
but what I'm saying with the police now, don't you think us is okay? Let's say majority of young black youths, they put it upon themselves. Like, for instance, the police stop you, you get out of the car, you be like, oh, what the fuck are you stopping me for? Start chatting shit.
And then they clock you're not very smart about things.
Most youth, man, they're wearing their pants like below their ankles and all that shit. So
I
obviously,
think if you cooperate with the police, then
police see that, then
it would be
And if you
A lot
don't, and
easier.
they're
Then
police
they're
officers from your ends, when they see you next time, they're going to stop you again, just for the fun of it. You're not helping yourself.
Personally, I've got respect for the police, and I think everyone should to a certain extent, because they're trying to do a job, they're trying to protect the community. Shame about the corrupt side of things. That's what kind of pushes some people to the edge, in a sense. But I think, you know, they're trying to do a job, let them do it, get on with your life, be happy.
What would give you a positive view of the police? Is there anything that could change your view on them, basically? What can they do to give?
I think, with my generation now, is like, not saying it's the police's fault entirely or my generation's fault entirely. I think there's both, like, there's an equal blame in it. But I think that it's been going on for so long, the whole controversy's been going on for so long. I don't know if it can be changed for my generation, but later generations coming up, I think that they have to have a better understanding of each other. So I think, for example, like,
They need to come together.
I don't even know, I don't think that would work, to be honest, you know.
Well, how do you know?
Because like, people get influenced in it by the older generation. So my generation doesn't like the police, so they're gonna make that clear.
It's not a new thing that people don't like the police.
And there's no other generation's gonna get influenced by that, and it's just gonna be that thing. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it's worse. I think that there's more weapons, there's more things, there's free to fire back. Back in the 60s or whatever, people just protested. They did that peaceful protest against the police. It's different now because now they're just shooting people. They're just stabbing people.
I think personally, I think it's a lot worse recently than it was.
I just think the police need to keep doing what they're doing. Keep
harassing.
No, the police do a lot of things that we don't know about. They donate to charities and work with young people like they've been doing.
They save people's lives. They go out there.
But there's a lot of behind the scenes corruption though. There's a lot of behind the scenes corruption though. Like, there's even rumours about how, like, there's some people, I'm not saying it's true, but some people do believe that, for example, like, not ordinary police in the street, but some people believe that police kind of influence the gang activity, then kind of make arrests of it, and then they even make profits of every time they arrest someone. Do you get me? And then if you pay bail, they're making money off arresting people. Do you know what I mean? So it is kind of like a profit system in a way though. I personally think that, from my own personal experience, there's a lot of police corruption, and I think that needs to change. Police need to stop being so prejudiced, and they need to stop targeting us. Also, it's not only the police though, because my generation needs to fix up. There needs to be more understanding. We need to be less ignorant and stop putting ourselves in positions to be stereotyped. So I think there's places to be worked on in both, but overall, I think there's police corruption.
Right, well, we have a lot of opinions here. I believe the main overall belief is that the police, there's possible police corruption out there, and that they stereotype certain individuals, especially the young black youth of today. We would love to hear your comments. Our information's on the screen right now. If you can contact us and give us some feedback, that would be fantastic. I'm Charlotte Pearson, and you're watching Controversial Minds.